Hey everyone, and welcome back to the FM Inside channel for a brand new FM22 video. We have another Wonderkid list for you today, and we will be looking at the best young right wingers of Football Manager 22. Are there any youngsters who could ever match the abilities of Arjen Robben or Lionel Messi? We will be showing you our top 5 Wonderkids of FM22, but before we do that, make sure to leave a thumbs up if you like this video and subscribe to the channel as we are aiming to reach 1000 subscribers. So, right wingers, let's go. We start the video in Brazil and have a look at one hell of a youngster. Meet Savio, a 17-year-old right winger who plays for Atlético Mineiro. He has been with the Brazilian club since 2018 and he has developed himself through the youth academy at the club. At the start of a new save, Savio will start in the under-20 team but will quickly move into the senior squad as his potential is really high. The youngster appears to be a typical Brazilian winger as he displays excellent values for agility, speed, dribbling and technique. Savio is also a very versatile player and is able to play in multiple positions, making him an interesting player to develop. He is also a player with a lot of flair and he likes to beat his opponents one-on-one. Now, signing Savio should not prove to be that difficult. Atlético Mineiro are prepared to negotiate a deal for a 5 to 6 million transfer fee. If you don't want to be bothered with negotiating, you can also activate a 60 million release clause, but we bet you are willing to negotiate with the Brazilians if that could potentially save you 55 million. For a 6 million transfer fee, Savio could really be one of the steals of FM22. Player number 2 can be found in the Netherlands. Jayden plays for Dutch Eredivisie side AZ Alkmaar and he currently plays for the under-18 side. The 15-year-old is a new face to Football Manager 22 and this is the first time the talented youngster has appeared in the game. Adai has been with AZ for several years and he has spent quite some time in the club's youth academy. He's now eagerly awaiting a chance in either the reserve or the first team. As Adai is a new face to the FM database, most of his attributes are set as random, meaning most of the attributes will be generated randomly every time you start a new save. We checked the editor and attributes like dribbling and pace are not random, and because of the random attributes, it's pretty difficult to make a verdict on his qualities, but seeing his potential as high as Adai should be considered as a potential world-class player. Convincing AZ to sell their youth star should not be a problem as he is still on a youth contract. You should be able to approach Adai and then only have to pay a compensation fee to the Dutch Eredivisie side. Should it not be possible for any reason, AZ will accept offers around 5 to 6 million for Adai, which would be considered as a decent deal. He does need some development, but with a player of his potential, you should always consider making that gamble. Then over to Portugal, as we take a look at the most well-known player of the video. Francisco Conceição from FC Porto is one of Portugal's biggest talents at the moment, and in real life he has been impressing in both the Liga and Champions League. He has been with Porto since 2017, and he is the son of Porto head coach and former Portugal international Sergio Conceição. Despite being only 18 years old, Conceição is already good enough to feature for FC Porto's first team. Not as a regular, but most certainly as a player who is brought on as a sub. Taking a look at his profile, it shows us he has all the needed attributes to become a very good winger. He is quick, has a good technique and loves to dribble. He also has a lot of flair, making him a very creative and unpredictable player for his opponents. If Conceição develops well, he will be able to become one hell of a star in world football. And with that potential in mind, Conceição should be topping your wanted list for the first transfer summer or January winter window. Porto are willing to sell the youngster for a fee between 12 and 13 million euros. Seems a lot of money for an 18-year-old, but with his current ability and his massive potential, you could already select him for your first team in the Premier League or La Liga. For player number 4, we will be moving a little to the east as we touch down in the Basque province of Spain to take a look at one of our favorite talent machines, Athletic Bilbao. The Spanish club has already featured a player in one of our earlier videos and we are excited of them featuring another player again. Nico Williams is the 18-year-old brother of Athletic star Iñaki Williams, and just like his older brother, he has been with Bilbao since he was a kid and it seems a matter of time before he will be a first team regular. As a right winger, Williams has a lot of potential. He is left-footed like most right wingers these days, and he has the same amount of speed as his older brother Iñaki. In the physical department, Williams is already at a very high level, but his technical and mental attributes need some development. Nevertheless, he is a player to look out for and possibly develop on your own if you manage to sign him from Bilbao early on. And that is where the problem kicks in. The talented youngster has a 43 million release clause in his contract, but Bilbao are willing to accept a lower fee than that. Not that much lower, as the La Liga side are demanding at least 30 to 32 million for Williams. It seems that is a very large fee for a player of his ability at the start of the game. And that has made Williams difficult to sign, and you should leave him at Bilbao at first. However, add him to your shortlist and keep an eye out for him, as he might become available for a transfer at some point. To end our Wonderkid top 5, we give you one of the biggest and best Wonderkids FM22 has to offer, Angelo. This youngster already featured in our potential FM22 Wonderkids video we made earlier, and we are happy to see that the guys over at SI have followed our advice and made him one of the biggest and most badass Wonderkids in FM22. The 16-year-old plays for Brazilian side Santos, where he is already considered as a regular starter. In the past, he has been compared to the likes of Neymar, Robinho, and most recently Rodrigo, players who all featured for Santos well before they turned 18 years old. Angelo truly is an amazing player, and he has the potential to become one of the best players in FM22. If we take a quick look at his attributes, we see an insanely talented player. The key attributes for a winger are well over 10, and his mental attributes are also very impressive for a player of his age. Now, with all these compliments, you guys are dying to find out what it will take to sign Angelo from Santos. Well, what if we told you he will be available for a fee under 15 million? Would you believe that? Well, that is the case. In fact, Santos are willing to sell their youngster for a fee between 14 and 15 million. For a player with his potential, that is an absolute steal and should always be considered. However, one thing, as Angelo is aged under 18, he can't leave Brazil. He will have to wait until his 18th birthday before he could make the jump over to Europe or any other continent. Nevertheless, it's recommended to sign Angelo as early as possible to stay ahead of the competition. And trust us, there will be a lot of teams fighting for Angelo in the future. And with the profile of Angelo, we have finished this Wonderkid video. 5 absolute Wonderkids for the position of right winger. From us at FM Inside, we would like to thank you again for watching this video, and don't forget that the profiles of the players in this video are linked in the description below. And also the link to our downloadable FM22 shortlist with over 400 Wonderkids is there as well. And with that being said, we say goodbye for now, and we hope to see you again in one of our next videos. So see you later.